So there's been a lot of drama going on in Anambra state politics recently, and honestly, it feels like a political movie playing outright before our eyes. So just last month, a video went viral of APC governorship candidate Nicholas Ukachukwu literally clashing with the deputy governor of Anambra state, Dr. Gilbert Onyekachukwu Ibezim. During a by-election, there were heated exchange, words flying with threats here and there, and the whole thing caught on camera for the whole world to see.
Nobody is moving out. We're going your cars here. They're not going anywhere. They are not going anywhere. Did you say we cannot be here? You cannot be here. We have no business to be here. A deputy governor. Not an election. You cannot go. You're not police. You think? You're not police. Are you police? Why are you going? It's our community. So you have to every community am I pulling it? I can be my community and pulling it. Hi, Jesus Christ. Let's
Now, fast forward to just a few weeks later, and boom, we see this video of Governor Charles Soludo himself on a record throwing some very sharp shots at Ukachukwu. He went as far as calling him economically illiterate and questioning his fitness for leadership.
I got all land grabbing in a memory van. I don't go on your bus, it's all on it. You may be my 11 Malanya. You know, I'm on K. Mayba. I can say without Pongos, each of our appointment here without Pongos. You without Pongos, English F9, mathematics F9, economics F9. So, in English F9, how come we are going? In mathematics F9, you have a conquer Anambra. I have a conquer. As an organ economy Anambra, but in where F9 economics, basic economics, demand and supply, go where F9. And now, no wonder businesses in our Obido, Anambra, Vagina, Obido, business in Omen, also land grabbing. Because I went F9 economics, maths F9, English F9, economics F9, F9. So no wonder even you know Balaka or that. Nara Ponifa. Our election can in Anambra civil service, only had qualified to be recruited as a driver. You were F9, up in J school line, better school is home out because even now weekend. Governor. Nah, and I'm never pay you a video himself. Can you buy a column my guy because anyway, I'll look at democracy. Democracy on your go ticket party. You just go look ticket party, Anambra, governor. One more governor, who's the governor? Huh? Onyekuzile.
Wetegi Jazwaya, Anikoya Bobo.
Ewetego mi all. But I'm on the land grabbing on them. I can't leave and go. Otherwise, Ngwa Ocha, Abandi and them is sand mining. Ojabulo foot tipper. Yes, now, because also in the now, Tipper Garaba is smoothly. Now, I don't care about Deputy Ivaya. No. Me Puto Kunukutata. Why, just one belly. Emma, INEC will call me in a field the form. I say, give you all your qualifications. I say, if that form, if you Luciana, you go to court and swear that if any need the labor with the truth, nothing but the truth. As you say, get qualifications in where? Onyenka there, they senior secondary certificate, no problem. Ozosi, they PhD. Because senior secondary certificate, in where diploma, in where degree, in where masters. I will PhD. I will just here, oh well, of one year, chapter, PhD ad. Alume, or fake PhD, fake from a fake institution. Equal over $60. Believe I, you couldn't have a doctor. So, on yet all there, Abia, and they are non and the vulcanizer on each other, what they were run over a doctor. That university has no accreditation in the US, it's not recognized by the National University Commission. In another parade, but you have a PhD. Fake. Okay, my just the senior secondary certificate. No, if you will, also, I am at least affidavit. Now that is, you have said the truth, nothing but the truth. You must say a senior secondary certificate. The next certificate you give PhD, and a go. Nkebezioku till after November 8th. I to say no kit, Makafana confused woman. I had to hand the fake certificate. After the kit, the next group of one day fake certificate. Because it confuses the children, it confuses the young ones. That you should sit down, each other in not one. You are complete, you should have self-confidence in yourself. Obuno first school living certificate KG. They proud. Obuno senior secondary certificate KG. Making it. They proud. But don't go and use this in Kaifa. Just with the one fake Kiva. What are you telling the children? What are you telling the children? That you can get fake Kiva now as a doctor. Each go PhD, you go and sit down. You may say I publish I have a journal article in there. So a PhD you put that. I just go to November 8th.
And here is where it gets really interesting. Could Soludo's attack be linked to that embarrassing public fight between Ukachukwu and the deputy governor that ensued last month? I mean, think about it. If you openly insult the office of the deputy governor, maybe, well, just maybe, the governor himself saw it as an insult to his government and decided to respond in his own way. But wait, it doesn't stop there. The plot is thickening. Another APC candidate, Valentine Ozigbo, who many of you might remember, he was once in the Labour Party, then later moved to the PDP, and now he is in the APC. He just dropped a major bombshell. In a video that has been making the rounds, Valentine alleges that Soludo himself is actually funding this same Nicholas Ukachukwu just to weaken the APC in Anambra State. What? I mean, this is a heavy allegation. If true, it would mean that all this drama that's been going on in Anambra politics lately is not just random political tension, but part of a much bigger game being played behind the scenes. So what do you guys think? Is Soludo simply defending the dignity of the office after Ukachukwu's clash with the deputy governor? Or is there a really deeper political strategy at play? Maybe even some backdoor funding to scatter APC's chances in the state? Whichever way you look at it, Anambra politics is heating up as we speak. And these videos are proof that this coming election is not going to be business as usual. Stick around because in this video I'm about to show you is Valentine's shocking allegations. Trust me, you want to see this.
Let's get to know what exactly is going on in Anambra politics, especially within the APC. So it's no longer news that Mr. Nicholas Ukachukwu emerged the winner of the Anambra APC governorship primary, which held last month. And in all of these were a very big controversy at first when Mr. Valentine Ozigbo, who was the PDP governorship candidate in the past election in Anambra State, joined the APC from Labour Party. There are those who have criticized his move and who says, why would he change political party platform, betraying his allegiance to Mr. Peter Obi, whom he's been a friend, and they ran the campaign of the Labour Party in the 2023 election. So Mr. Valentine Ozigbo has once defended his position and his interest in joining the APC. He entered into the governorship primary, but after all said and done, the fallout is being that he's not satisfied with the process. And tonight, I have Mr. Valentine Ozigbo, who is an APC Anambra governorship aspirant. It's live for us in our studio here. Thank you so much, Eli, for joining us.
Thank you, Sean.
It's good to see you again.
Pleasure.
What has it been like? I know you've gone to court. That's and to challenge the primary. What exactly are you telling the court?
Before going there, let me caveat a few things you've done, said in your introduction. Yes, Cheryl, I want to see myself as a catalyst for positive change. I went into politics sincerely for this. I am tired of answering that same question of why are things the way they are in Nigeria. I moved from that question to looking for who to blame and now accepting responsibility and saying to myself, there is something I can do and I can contribute. This is exactly why I entered into politics. And in 2021, you know that some people will tell you I actually won that election, but I was declared second. I didn't go to court. I moved on. So I move on very easily. It's not about me and my personal ambition. It's about how do we change our story, our narrative for good. And I left Labour Party for good reasons. And I'm glad that people are already seeing the reasons. You can see all the things happening in Labour Party. So why do I need to waste my value in a party, first, that doesn't even appreciate my value? Number two, where there's not hope for a better future, because we can't win election with that platform. It's for those who are yet to understand that, they will understand that. And so the question for me was, if it's not going to be Labour, where else? Obviously, it's not going to be PDP. And this whole coalition conversation, I'm not impressed by what I'm saying. So ideally, there should be a stronger position in Nigerian politics. But there's none, unfortunately. So why do you want to waste and exhaust your value instead of going to where you can impact it? So I'm in APC for a positive change. And I refuse to agree that we must continue to do things the way they've been done just because that's how people have done it in the past. No, I challenge status quo. I say to myself, can things be better? So what I saw in Anambra primary was a complete charade. And I've complained, I've written about it. Starting from the delegate congress, where all of a sudden a congress was done and there were no returning agents, there were no result sheets, and then all of a sudden we didn't see the delegate list for weeks until Thursday, leading to the primary that's going to take place on Saturday. Just 2 days. And that's when NWC met and released a list. And behold, a lot of names there are not even members of APC. And then we moved on. On the day of primary, another list was produced from nowhere, not even the one signed by NWC. And eventually, we ended up with a case of no accreditation in most places. Why do you think 3 prominent aspirants left the scene? Why do you think that happened? Why did Professor Biorukonko leave? Why did Paul Chukwuma even resign? A former national auditor of the party, national youth leader, left the scene and said, you know what, I'm done with APC. Why do you think Chukwuma left? But I said, no, we fight this through. It's not to chicken out. Let's fight it through. I said through, thank God I came second. What I'm actually not contending with, because what I tried to do is follow the rule. I exhausted the internal party mechanism and I lodged an appeal with the appeal panel. And guess what? No, they didn't sit, they didn't invite me, and no problem. So I'm done with internal battle. Now I'm in court. And what I'm even contending in court is simple. Nicholas Ukachukwu is not even qualified in the first instance to stand for the election.
Wow.
I can prove that in court. I would like to keep it silent because I want them to send their response. So I don't come here to expose my strategy.
But you have an ironclad defense.
I have enough reason to prove that it's not even qualified. So for those people who are watching, they should stay tuned. By grace of God, the God I serve, I will still be the candidate of APC and still go ahead to win the election. And that's what I'm contending with. And for those who also have aided Nicholas in what they did, they will eventually come to a regret, because you've got to look at the character of the people you're dealing with. And I'm not here to disparage anybody, but I can tell you that over time, they will see that I'm being vindicated. For those who think I'm taking the wrong step, no, I have no regrets entering APC, and I'm glad the way things, but I need to see things improve. And I'm also saying this to say to the party, I'm not here to disrupt a party that I just joined. I'm here to improve and add value to that party, because we have seen the only way things can improve in this country is through political leadership. And it starts with internal democracy, the processes through which candidates are elected. And to keep quiet in the face of evil is complicity to evil.
Yeah. Are you disappointed that this is happening?
Well, why wouldn't I be disappointed? However, I am not totally, because I expected it's going to be a battle. There's no way I will see a part of darkness and then light will just come through and they accept the change.
The reason why I ask is that you thought that you have entered into a better organization from where you are coming from, and now you are seeing this.
Actually, I have always said it, even if you watched the last interview. I said to you that in Nigerian politics, what we see is what I liken to, we call it in Igbo, Ogena. The two knives that are in Ogena's house. The one that is sharp hasn't got a head. The one has head is not sharp. So which one are you going to use to cut? You're stranded. So sometimes we face that in Nigerian politics, where there's no party. So when people criticize me, why do they go to APC? Show me the party of sense, then I'll join them. There's none. So what did you do? Go inside. Let's have critical mass of people go into APC. Now that we know this is the dominant party, let's go in there and revive APC and work together for good. And
perhaps cause some disruption, internal disruption.
Positive one, because there are two types of disruption. If you watch, I'm not even, if I contend, I can prove many things with APC primary. I can prove even over voting. I can prove many things, but I may end up with a scenario where APC will not have a candidate. But I don't want that. I don't want that. APC must have a candidate.
You want to be a positive disruptor.
Correct. And eventually, those who are criticizing me today, back later to applaud me.
All right, let me ask you, what does the law say about internal mechanism, the timeline? You said that you have met up with the internal mechanism.
Yes.
And the court is also very clear that whatever that happens within the party should be allowed to fix its own problems internally.
Provided they go through their own rule.
So what does the law say about internal mechanism? You said you've met all of those standards.
Okay, let me just drop a point here. You're supposed to be 3 months in a party before you run. Otherwise, you go for a waiver. That's a simple rule. I joined in February, and primary was in April. There are reasons why I had to join that late. But it's not an issue. I still ran around and campaigned. Under normal circumstance, Nicholas Ukachukwu cannot beat me in a primary. I mean, look at
ordinarily.
Ordinarily. I mean,
but Mr. Ukachukwu has been on the program.
I know. I saw.
He said he has a deeper pocket. He said that he's more popular. He said he's been playing politics longer than you have. He said he has more structure on the ground across board. And there's no way on God's green earth that you would.
Let me drop something here. When Nicholas joined APC in January, that's actually when he joined. Did you notice? You show channels was actually recruited to cover. Did you realize somebody joined APC? No. But the moment I joined, go to social media today. In fact, apart from maybe Okowa, Governor Sheriff joining APC, there's none you can compare with the noise, the positive and negative people who are Valentine joined APC. The presidential spokespersons spoke about it. Even the NWC reported in their meetings. What I'm saying to you is that how can somebody come here to a studio and say Val joined APC without any
Are you
support.
inferring Ukachukwu was a nobody politically?
I didn't say that.
He said he's in fact a godfather that has been playing on the ground.
No reason
and
why he's not fit for this purpose.
Because he's a godfather.
What does that even mean?
What
does that even mean?
But someone who sponsors.
It's about
you had a godfather before now.
Who's that? I don't have a godfather. I've never had one.
You have friends who
I have friends, I have mentors.
laid their hands on your
leaders.
shoulder and said, go ahead, we're going to support you.
Guess what? I consult. I decided to go into politics. Nobody propped me up. I spent almost 80% of the funding.
So you don't have a godfather?
I don't have.
Even
Mention one. Peter Obi has never been my godfather. Peter Obi is a leader I respect. Somebody who was a governor, who did well, and I had to pay homage. So if Peter Obi is my godfather, he will fund me. He doesn't fund me.
Well, a lot of people will say Peter Obi, now.
I don't know. But anyway. But
what Igbos, my Igbo friends always say that someone who doesn't, a lot of the time, they call them akagom. They say Peter Obi is a political akagom. That the only thing that he has is social equity.
On a serious note.
But that's on
a serious note. I sincerely want to say this. I don't want to brag about this because I don't want to get to that level with Prince Nicholas. I sincerely, you know it. Sure, you know it. You know who I am. You know how I lead the youths of Nigeria. You know my role in the obedience when we're there. You know that I defeated 14 other aspirants in PDP, including those who have been there long before him, who are more popular, who have deeper pockets. So it's not about money. It's not about these things. The biggest thing I wanted him to talk about is value, character, competence. He didn't talk about that. When you even asked him about what is he coming to do in Anambra, he shifted it to another meeting. Ask me, I'll answer you right here. I'm prepared. So you don't compare apple with orange.
With the kind of stare that the controversy that you're joining APC, would you say that is a plus or minus on your personality before now?
Here's what I think. I honestly, sincerely understand the controversy. Because people had seen me as somebody who is, I don't know what they think I should be, even a reverend father, and who has some positive value, and I will be corrupted by APC. That's their impression. However, I would want to say this. Now, a lot of these people are acting not with information. They are just acting on emotion. Because I've had to engage some of them. I have not engaged any single one of them on one-on-one who didn't come back to either sympathize, support, or applaud. You know why? Like the case I just made here at the beginning. Here is the situation with Labour Party. The real situation with Labour Party. And it's there. It's unfortunate. Because somebody like me would have no reason to leave Labour Party if all was well. It wasn't. And then, secondly, and I realized that we have a bunch of people, leaders, who are actually extremely selfish, who are trying to come from this coalition we're seeing here. And I don't see it having traction. So the only option for any politician today is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is not what it should be. I like to see a strong opposition politics in Nigeria. Because you know what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave an incumbent without any accountability report, guess what? They're going to just become a dictator. I like to see a strong opposition. So now that we don't have that, let's join and I'm going to at some point call on the youths of Nigeria, let's troop into APC and be a force for good. That's the only option we've got today. Until we have leaders who are selfless enough to come together for a common good, then things will begin to balance. And at some point, I would even like to see a lot of reforms, and get to a point where we can become, like in the US, two-party system where Republican, because once you have opposition scatter in this way, this is a useless opposition.
Let me quickly ask you, what are you telling the court in terms of your lawsuit against the APC governorship primary?
They said it here. I don't want to go deeper than that, but the key point here is that I'm challenging the qualification of Prince Nicholas Ukachukwu.
Oh, that's what. Because I'm asking the grounds.
I'm not going into a lot of things I raised internally. Border on process, border on use of wrong delegate list, border on overvoting, border on outright.
So how many claims did you make in your suit that your lawyers filed for you? How many of those cases? I mean, matters did you raise?
You know, let me not go deeper. We don't have
because it's a public knowledge.
It is.
Since it is before the court, it's a public knowledge. So I just wanted you to let the Nigerian people know the matters that you raise, which the court is going to be centering his attention.
I can challenge Nicholas based on the tenor of his membership. I joined in February. He joined in January. He is not up to 3 months. I am not up to 3 months. I went to NWC, wrote to them requesting for a waiver. They granted me a waiver.
Did you get it?
Yes, he did.
Are you aware that he got a waiver too?
No, he didn't get waiver.
Are you sure?
He backdated. He lied about his membership. So allow me to go to court and prove that he did that.
Okay.
Secondly, there are other issues that may eventually come up. He's been involved in a lot of things. Some even border on criminality, some border on forgery. But allow me to provide enough evidence. And we can always go back to court and add more grounds.
Did you challenge the conduct of the process?
I didn't.
Or you're just
I'm learning for what has happened in 2021. A lot of wrong things, again, was done. And this is really, really why I want us to understand it's important that people speak up when there are wrongs. Because when things go wrong, so when people call me sometimes, oh, let's have truce, why don't we have what are you talking about? Do you know what they're actually saying? Let the wrongs continue. What is the guarantee that in 4 years' time, worse things won't happen?
What if the president and the leadership of the party appeal to you to step down this? Would you?
On one condition first, that this thing will never repeat again in Anambra State. So we need to underscore that. I'm here to stop the wrongs from sliding. We can't keep allowing things go wrong. So, Mr. President will have to let me know what the plan is so that this type of thing will not repeat again. Then we can be on the same table and talk about it.
So if the leadership reach out to you, you might back down.
I am somebody who is reasonable at all times. I'm not desperate. All I'm here is for a positive change. Today, APC in Anambra is almost destroyed. If you know the amount of people resigning on a daily basis, if you know, what's their sense? That Mr. President will also realize that what has happened is not in his best interest. He wants to run an election in 2027. How will he, the same party? Some actually are alleging that all of this happened because they feel they don't have evidence. That Mr. President may actually want Soludo to come back. So let's weaken the party. How do you weaken your own party? Because you have some deal? No. It doesn't make sense. Whatever that allegation may be, we need to strengthen the party. And I have become now a member. I don't want to inherit a dying institution. I want it better. And that's why I will fight on until we get APC to strengthen.
Did Mr. Ukachukwu reach out to you? I
don't know. We haven't spoken.
So you didn't congratulate him for his emergence?
Why would I come on? I don't. See, if it's a semblance of primary, I would have done that. Shehu, I defeated Soludo. I repeat this again on national TV. He knows why he's scared of me becoming a candidate. But I was rigged out. Yes. Listen.
Okay.
I have on good authority about what happened long after it happened. But I called Governor Soludo the same day and I said, congratulations. And I moved on. I didn't go to tribunal. I didn't go to court to challenge him. I moved on. In this case, the wrong is so severe that I'm asking myself to allow this impunity to continue. No. I am going to engage further with the leadership of the party. Please convince me that this type of thing shouldn't continue happening.
Who rigged you out for Soludo? I mean, you have alleged that Soludo was rigged in.
Let's leave the.
You made a very strong allegations here.
If the only way I can prove it, do you know how I can prove it?
Yeah.
And this is also why. Let me make yet another allegation. Soludo is funding Nicholas to weaken APC. And the only way we can prove this is invite all of us here and bring Bible to swear. Because the only way we can prove this is invite all of us here and bring Bible to swear. Because these things, you can't evidence it. Unfortunately, when you have certain intelligence, am I going to now give you the source of my intelligence?
But Ukachukwu claims that he's a man of means, a very great means at that.
Further. I want to really understand who is Nicholas Ukachukwu. How come he has never won anything since after he became House of Rep in Abuja here? How come every single election he shows up? How come? How come the people I'm telling you I defeated are people who defeated him? So it's not about Nicholas, it's about his claims.
Soludo was rigged.
I have given
That's a very heavy allegation on a sitting governor.
I have said it to his hearing. I've said it to his hearing. And to be honest,
you're saying it to the hearings of many Nigerians.
And let me also say to you, the agents that he used, unfortunately, are still working with him. Are you aware that my DG, the DG of my campaign, left me a week after to join Soludo? Are you aware? I'm still working with him today. I know a lot.
Those are what part of the conspiracy?
Oh yes, it's intense. It's intense. We know exactly what happened.
You were betrayed.
Totally. And when the evidence I could have used to also challenge him, it was all frustrated.
So you think if you get a ticket of the APC today, you will beat Soludo?
They know. It's not an imagination. Anambra people know. So there have been polls. People have gone up there to say, Soludo, Val, and Ifeanyiba of blessed memory. Who would you wish to win around 2025? 93% voted me. Online poll. Even if you allow 20% margin of error, sure, nobody in the history of Anambra politics has got this type of momentum. So
Soludo does not have the re-electable profile again in Anambra. Is that what you're saying?
I know he's your friend. That's why.
Are you my enemy? I don't know who is more my friend between you and Governor Soludo. So, Ifeanyiba was my very good friend. Peter Obi is my good friend. I have a lot of friends in Anambra, so which you know.
To be honest, of recent, he has started to make some traction because he's facing re-election hurdle. One of the things I like to advise Soludo is let him be humble. Let him listen. This whole idea of arrogance is what is actually, it's not so much about what he's doing, about how he's making people feel. Soludo has rubbed a lot of people off negatively. And so a lot of people don't want him back. Anambra people are saying, we don't want you back.
Even with the Soludo solutions agenda?
See, so we need to go beyond rhetorics. It's not about spoken words and all these verbose languages. It's all about how you make people feel, the impact you lay, the foundations you lay for a sustainable development. There are a few things I can bet you Soludo is doing okay. And part of it, like I say, is also because of the pressure he's facing today from people like me. Because who else has been holding Soludo accountable? What have you actually heard Nicholas, for instance, say about Soludo? Have you, when I left to join APC, you invited me here. Every other channel, a TVC, Arise, did you invite Nicholas when he joined? Did you realize he joined? No, he didn't. So here's the point. I am adding value already to APC by first bringing my crowd, my supporters, institutions that back me up into APC. And I'm also saying to APC, please, let's stop the tide. Let's improve. This is the hope of Nigerians today. Let's do the things rightly. And even if some things have been done wrongly in the past, it's not an excuse. So people have asked me, don't you know the party you joined us? I'm not here to defend the past of APC. I'm here to be someone who's going to add value to a better Nigeria and a better APC.
Valentine Ozigbo, my friend. All right. Interestingly, I now see that I have friends across the sea, across the river, across.
You should run for presidency.
No. Let me keep my peace right here. This country is not the easiest to run.
I know.
And those people who say that politics and governance is not rocket science, I dare to say it's rocket science. To run the lives of 200 million people takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of knowledge, understanding, and takes a lot of diligence. That which...
But it starts first with who you are. I beg Nigerians, stop looking at rhetorics. Dig further. Who is this guy? What kind of character? What is his past? He's dealing with people. Does he have integrity? These are the things that are important. We get it right in that regard. Running will become easy.
Valentine Ozigbo, thank you so much indeed for
Thank
coming.
you so
It's good
much.
to see
Thank
you
you.
again. I wish you well in your. I'm not saying whether you win or not, but I just wish you well. That's the best way to win.
I know you want me to win.
I want everybody to win. In any case, even if you lose in a court, doesn't mean you have lost.
Yes.
You might win some other days.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some.